What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and still, this damn intro has way too many G's. I'm going to have to put a contest out there. Somebody come up with a new intro for me to rock and roll with, because, I love this. I personally do, but there are just one too many G's in this intro. That all being said, I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. Wow, so in terms of news, nothing at all. But in terms of other fun things, little tidbits here and there, YouTube videos, card games maybe, yeah, we got some things to talk about. Who are we? You know, my brother from another mother. You know him as Megzy. I know him as G73. The world knows him as Chase. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Well, I'm doing all right, man. It's a nice Thursday. It's a nice October day. There's a nice breeze and pretty cool.
Chase is on location right now filming a super dope movie that's very secretive. We cannot talk about it. So if you hear any cars or wind in the background, just know location. Also joining us from the snowy hills of Montana, you know him as GamGam Z1. We know him as Brother Andrew. We said happy birthday last Sunday. He wasn't here. I'm doing it one more time. Happy birthday, brother. Happy belated birthday. How the hell are you doing?
Thanks. And thankfully the snow melted so that we're back to being in the fall and not the winter. Delay that stuff until the November 1st. After November 1st, I don't care. You can have like 5 feet of snow for all I care. From November 1st onwards. I want a good Halloween this year.
A good Halloween. He just wants to dress up in his Godzilla suit like he did for King of the Monsters and walk around town.
Yes, and actually not die of heat exhaustion.
All right, so listen, fellas, again, there was nothing in terms of news this week. I think Warner Brothers Legendary put out an official image, even though we've seen it 15 million times already.
The only news that was posted was a little bit of marketing news, but that's about it.
Yeah, and even that, yeah. But I mean, like the image of Kong, Godzilla versus Kong, it seemed like they focused on Kong getting old and not having a Bic around to shave his beard. So, yeah, I mean, we've seen the image already, like, for 20 months. But Kong has a beard, apparently, in Godzilla vs. Kong.
Wait for it. Godzilla vs. Kong will be sponsored by Dollar Shave Club.
Or just for freaking monkeys. Who knows?
That'd be cool. I have a subscription to them.
So, I mean, like, that's about as much as the news is that I know that's come out. Was like, it seemed like they focused on that beard. And a lot of people were like, yeah, well, you know, Kong's old and stuff, so he should have a beard. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. He has a beard. I don't know of any other monkey that's ever had a beard. And it's several iterations.
Orangutans have beards.
Huh?
I mean, orangutans have beards.
Kong's not an orangutan. He's a gorilla.
That is true.
Several iterations
of Kong. Young, the one with, is it Charlize Theron that was in it? He kind of had a beard.
He did kind of have a little beard. You're right. He had a little goatee going on there. I guess it is what it is. I don't want to spend too much time on a beard. But what about you guys? What do you think? Kong with a beard, cool? Yay or nay? Chase.
I love it. I mean, it signifies him getting older. It makes sense.
GamGams?
I'm indifferent. As long as he looks like a big monkey, then he's Kong.
I hear that. Yeah, I guess Godzilla can't have a beard because, you know, lizards don't grow hair from their chin. Apparently.
They can grow horns on their chin.
They could grow horns. Could you imagine if Godzilla, we haven't seen it yet, but could you imagine if, like, Godzilla had horns on his chin?
That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know.
Like jagged spikes.
I think a lot of fans would, like, be calling for poor, what's his name's head, Adam Wingard's head. What did you do? You raped my childhood and all that stuff.
What did you do to Godzilla?
Yeah, Jesus. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, Kong got hair on his chin. Fine, great, wonderful. Let's go to the next thing.
As long as he has hair on his chest, right?
Right, exactly. The next thing, and then the one I want to start off with, and there goes Chase on location. You hear that wind blowing, baby? I love it. The one I want to start off with, because to me personally, this is one of the cooler things I've seen this week. and that is there's a snippet of a YouTube video. I mean, it's just a tiny, less than a minute video, and I believe the maker of the video is called Hollywood Scotty. And if you look at it, it's called Godzilla in Jamaica or something to that effect. Godzilla coming out of the fog in Jamaica, whatever the case may be. But it's an awesome video, and I'm going to get into why I think it's so awesome. It's an awesome video. It's a fan-made video. It is a dude, and if you go to his channel, you see he does a lot of these things, but this one in particular is just top-notch, in my opinion. Is a dude who films beaches and landscapes during storms, and maybe he adds a little bit extra to it. Maybe he adds a little bit more fog or storm clouds and lightning, maybe some rain, who knows? Maybe he adds a little bit more of effects, but it's really well done. And in this particular one, he's panning back and forth and zooming in and out, and then all of a sudden you see this dark figure rise from within the cloud, and then the silhouette, you can obviously see it's Godzilla, and then it roars. And the roar to me was one of the best things. I was like, whoa, listen to that. Because it starts off not Godzilla, then it turns into Godzilla, and then it ends with the legendary Godzilla. But the entire roar works because you felt like it was from a distance and you're getting that, the initial roar, maybe when he was coming out of the water and it's all hitting you in waves, like, you know, like sound waves move. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I want to start with you, GamGams. What did you think?
So my first thought is, well, this guy has never done a Godzilla-related video before, has he?
He's done several, actually, dating back a couple years.
Oh, well.
This is the first one that I saw with actual audio.
Well, see, that changes things, because if this was his first ever thing dealing with Godzilla at all, then I would be like, interesting time to do this vague thing. Could he be part of the marketing team for Godzilla vs. Kong? But now I just think it's fan work. But it was pretty well done. If you look at Godzilla's pose, and in the distance, he's obviously doing that pose that you see Godzilla doing when he breaks through the Golden Gate Bridge, and you see that wide shot of him roaring in 2014. It's that exact pose.
Yep.
It's so far away you can't tell what model he used, but I think he used the standard one that most people who animate their own fan Godzilla works use, the one that was ripped from Godzilla Smash 3. But I could be wrong. It could be the Godzilla PS4 one, because they ripped those models a couple of years ago. But other than looking at the actual technicalities, it was a pretty neat thing. I enjoyed my couple of viewings of it before you actually called us and started this thing. So,
yeah, I loved it. Chase, what about you, bro? I know we watched this last week, right on Sunday, right when we finished the podcast we did, the last one.
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was really cool. I mean, it's better than pretty much anything that I could do right now. But no, I thought it was cool. I think it's always cool when fans make these little intricate videos. There's another video floating around right now. It's not anything too big. Most of it's claymation, but it's a pretty cool Godzilla fan film. It's not really a film, but it's like little 12-minute little clips, and it's every video starts with a caption like "Today I saw him," somewhere. For an example, he did one where "Today he saw me." And every time there's a video, it's like Godzilla's in it, but like Godzilla almost looks like a Trendmasters type animation, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little video series he's doing, and I love it. I think it's cool. I would love to do, Godzilla fan videos like that. I've only done stuff like little news stuff with like sound effects and like typhoon warnings. I have no animation skills, but it would be cool to do something like that.
Buy you that source filmmaker and just fiddle around with it. You'll get it eventually.
Yeah, right. Like we should just get in contact with Hollywood Scotty and just be like, hey, dude, listen. We want to do some crazy things together. Because I'll be honest with you, I watched this thing, and like you, GamGams, I was thinking, oh, this is the marketing. This is how you do marketing. Because we've had this conversation, I think, on the last podcast, or we might have done it on the after party. Me and Chase, I don't remember when we did it last Sunday, but it was some of my gripes once again about King of the Monsters. While I do love that movie, I don't think it is better than 2014, because 2014 brought a mystique and some mysteriousness to Godzilla and its origin and just that world in general, whereas King of the Monsters was just like, here they are, and now we're going to have a fight because that's what y'all wanted. And this, 45-second clip brought back this mystique, and again, it's a fan-made thing, but in my head, all I can think of is, holy crap, how awesome is this if this was marketing and it was Godzilla rising out of a bay in Jamaica through this fog and calling out for some kind of titan that's underneath, or somewhere in Jamaica just hibernating. He's the king of the monsters. How awesome would that be? Or looking for Kong, just coming out and sending that call. This is one of those things that when I saw this vid, I was like, man, this is perfect because it has this mysteriousness to it. There's a mysterious veil, no pun intended, because again, we see Godzilla comes out of the fog, but there's this mysterious veil about this video, and it can absolutely work for marketing promotions. I loved it. 100% props to the dude Hollywood Scotty for putting that out. And yeah, I mean, like, honestly, if I was an exec at Legendary Warner Brothers and saw that, I get that guy on the horn just to do small little tiny vignettes. I don't need you to come out and do fully fledged Godzilla walking through a jungle, or Kong walking through a jungle. Just give me that. Godzilla rising out of the ocean, through a storm, some kind of a fog bank, doing a call, seeing if there's a response. If not, go back in the water and disappear. I absolutely love it.
Or, it'd be cool because if you notice, 2014 and Kong Skull Island had a big thing with like fogs and flares. What they should do is they should have a foggy background, and they should have both of the silhouettes of Godzilla versus Kong like just meet each other in this fog, and then someone lights a flare, and then you get like a full image, and then it just cuts. I think that would be cool.
That's a great, dude. That is actually a concept for a great teaser. 30 seconds of that. That is a great teaser. That is what we should have got at San Diego Comic-Con. Something that small. 30 seconds, teaser, Godzilla vs. Kong, and the story. And now we wait until probably 2-3 weeks from now.
Yeah. I mean, someday, Ray, we'll get hired by Hollywood.
Right. It's true.
Someday.
Legendary, keep making these movies. We're right there with you. But yeah, man, that was honestly, I thought it was fantastic. I really did. I loved it. I wish I was talented like that to do these things, because I'd make a ton of these things. Seriously, across the globe. And if you look at the dude's page, I'm totally pimping this kid out. Or this dude, he's not a kid, but I'm totally pimping this dude out because, honestly, I looked at that and I went to his page, and that's what he does. It's a bunch of these little vignettes. There's a couple of things where he has, I don't even recall, but like instructional videos or something, whatever the case may be. But his creatures coming out of a fog bank or in a storm type of setting, he has a lot of those. From Cthulhu to the Stranger Things 2 creature, to Godzilla, to sea serpents, to the freaking world tripods. Like, he has a lot of these things. Some of them are really, really cool. Some of them you can tell he was just messing with this. It was the beginning. He was just starting with it. But it was, it was there. It was like, you could tell, all right, this dude's onto something. That Godzilla in Jamaica, that to me was, it was pitch perfect. It felt like marketing material. I wish it was marketing material, and I wish they would market it as such. Godzilla's looking for new Titans or Kong himself. Game over.
I think it also would be cool just if they have like more shots of Monarch on like aircraft carriers and Godzilla swims up next to him. You know, more shots like that. Those are some of my favorite parts in 2014. You know, when you see him in the boats and stuff. I think need more of that.
Now I've seen some things like that too. GamGam's, you awfully quiet. What's up, bro?
Oh no, I'm just listening to you guys fan out. I liked it. I said my piece.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So yeah, I can't gush enough about that. So we're gonna end that here. But yeah, guys, if y'all haven't seen it, go check it out. I posted it on the G Show page. It's pretty much all over the internet. Go to YouTube, type in.
Oh yeah. One thing I want to highlight is one thing I love to do when I watch YouTube videos is if it's short, I'll look through it afterwards, or if it's a relatively long video, while I'm watching it, I'll scroll through the comment section to see what the viewing public thinks of the video. And a lot of people think, holy, this looks so real.
Yeah.
It looks real. And I'm like, you know, kind of does. He did a really good job.
You can even forgive the 2014 spikes, even though we know where Godzilla's spikes are at right now. I can totally forgive it. I totally love it.
It also reminds me of the early 2014 teaser where Godzilla's walking through San Francisco, and it's the Halo jump, and they're looking down on him, and he's just lumbering through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of that test footage, too, that other teaser where he's roaring in the smoke and stuff like that. Stuff like that's what's cool to me.
And again, it brings a certain mystique to the character. Remember, we know who Godzilla is. We've been with Godzilla for a very long time. Godzilla's been with the world for going on 65 years come a couple of weeks. So we know. So to do something different, to add a mystique, and then again, this is where I give massive props to Gareth Edwards, to bring mystique to Godzilla, to reinvent Godzilla as such that it's a mysterious thing. It's not about the atomic bomb, testing in Hiroshima, or the atoll, the Bikini Atoll, whatever you want to say. It's a different thing. This creature's been around forever. It is legitimately, and they're playing up to this too. God versus King. Godzilla is a god, if you will, of its species. But anyway, I digress. I want to jump into another YouTube video that's making its rounds this weekend. This one is.
Oh, I shared this one. Ooh.
Yeah, this one is just as fantastic. I actually watched this, I think, on Monday. Or Sunday. I watched this Sunday after we did our podcast, me and Chase. And I wasn't in the right frame of mind when I watched it. So I rewatched it again a couple more times. Recently, just about an hour ago. I'm talking about the Shin Godzilla versus Godzilla 2014 animated, and I say animated, I use that word loosely, but it's animated. You could tell it's just like ripped from video games. Let me tell you something. Unbelievable. It's about 4.5 minutes, almost 5 minutes. It is one of the greatest fan films I've seen of Godzilla to date. And this, I'm talking about, and I'm going to throw this out there. Y'all can disagree with me. I would love to know what you think. I'm going to throw it out there. This, to me, was production-wise, the way they had both models of Godzilla look, move, feel. This was better than the death battle between Godzilla versus Gamera. And those guys have a budget. Those guys have a budget.
You are spot on. Okay, this is about the quality of animation of Dragon Zord versus Kiryu.
Yeah.
Even better.
Even better, absolutely.
Oh yeah, like this animation is so buttery smooth. It just gets me all. Oh, that animation is so good, and they displayed how Shin Godzilla would actually be in a fight so well.
Theoretically.
All we've seen in the actual movie is him just kind of walking with his arms just out like that. But in this, he's actually fighting because he's facing Godzilla 2014, who's more of a scrapper, but Shin Godzilla is more lasers. So you see the dichotomy between the two of them. And yeah, Shin Godzilla gets a couple of hits in with physical attacks, but not very many. He was mostly lasers. But woo! What an animation! I cannot wait for part 2 because part 2 teased King Ghidorah, and ooh!
I can't wait either. Chase, man, we've been on this since Sunday. What is your take on this?
I've been following that guy for a couple of years now. I remember when he put out just the first teaser of it. I think it's at least been 2 years or so, and I thought it was great. Of course, I was rooting for 2014 to just murder Shin Godzilla, but the part 1 video though it was satisfying. I thought it was great. It was just to me it felt like this is how legendary Godzilla should fight in the actual films. And and King of the Monsters, he kind of does that. I mean, he kind of scraps with Ghidorah a little bit like that. But how he just gets on the ground and then grabs Shin Godzilla by the neck and stuff like that. It's like this is what 2014 should be doing in the movies. This is how he should fight. He should be this force that uses all of his resources: his claws, his feet, his tail, his teeth, his breath. And where the films have failed, this guy in his little 4-minute animated video, I thought it was great, and I'm excited to see where things go with part 2 when that comes out. It was a fun film, and I agree with you. I enjoyed it a lot better than the death battle we got.
It's crazy.
So I thought it was great. I loved it.
It's crazy you say that because you say that, and I think about 2014, and I'm like, you know what? That's exactly what Godzilla was trying to do. It's that damn male Muto was flying around, zipping around. You couldn't really grab him the way you wanted to. Whereas Shin Godzilla is just this stationary creature. Shin Godzilla, and to the props of the animator, the director of this little fan film, he showed you Shin Godzilla as GamGam said, the way Shin Godzilla would react if he was involved in a situation like that. Now, this is the second time, and everybody knows here, I don't like Shin Godzilla at all. I don't like it. Don't like the movie. I can't stand the creature. It's stupid, super OP. All I'm saying is nah. But the one, Shin Godzilla versus Evangelion, where they had to fight the Shin King Ghidorah, I actually loved it. I said this in the previous podcast. You can see some kind of emotion, and you could see that version of Godzilla doing its damn thing. This one, even more so, times 100. And it really made me appreciate when I get to see things like that, and because Shin Godzilla didn't just rely on his lasers. He also went at, for instance, he big 2014's foot so he could get some leverage. When he hit him with the tail, and Shin Godzilla's tail is so long, it's like the size of another fully grown Godzilla, goddammit. It's tremendous. But when he hit him with the tail, he didn't hit him with the middle or end of the tail. He hit him pretty much close to the stump. That to me was genius. I was like, oh, I literally was paying attention to this thing. I was like, this is freaking dope. I still don't like Shin Godzilla's design. I care nothing for it. But I did like the way this creator utilized both kaiju in this little fan film. I thought it was fantastic. And the lasers, the sound effects, everything. I think the most undetailed thing about this short film were the buildings. And even then, I'm totally okay with that.
The buildings themselves did not look all that, detailed and stuff, but their destruction, the actual buildings crumbling and the rubble created by it, the physics being used with the building destruction was phenomenal. I've never seen that in it. I don't even think this was a Source Filmmaker animation. I think this was made in like Blender or something. And it's ooh.
Yo, GamGams, I know it was your birthday just recently and stuff, but you're using terms that my old ass don't understand. So I'm just saying, you'll get to me eventually, but right now, dumbify it for me.
Okay. Dumbifying it for you, Source Filmmaker is basically a little 3D animation software. I think it's free. It's on the computer. It's on Steam. It's made by Valve, the creators of Steam. That anybody can use. They can import models, and then if you have the know-how, you can create animations with it. It's how most of the fan animations on YouTube come from. Most of it is Source Filmmaker. Either that or it's Miku Miku Dance, MMD. Blender is a professional animation tool that I think is like, most professional software on the internet is like upwards of $100, and Blender is no exception. And you have to really know your stuff in order to utilize Blender. And I think that's what they used is Blender.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the lesson there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm old. I'm an old fool. I don't know. I don't know none of this stuff. But yeah, anyhow, I do know this. I thoroughly enjoyed this video. So far this week, the best things on YouTube when it comes to Godzilla were these two videos, in my humble opinion. Y'all could disagree. But I honestly believe that these two things are fantastic. You had, Hollywood Scotty's what could possibly be marketing if done the right way in terms of storytelling, because the dude's got it. And then this Shin Godzilla versus G14, woo! I'll tell you, Toho take notes. Toho take notes, because it's just magnificent stuff, man. These are the things that I did see. We're so focused on like news when it comes to the Godzilla Block Party. We're so focused on news and like, what's the new news coming out? Like, what's Toho doing? What's Legendary doing? Where's the trailer? For Godzilla vs. Kong? What's happening? And at the start of this podcast, I'm like, Kong got a beard. Whoopee. But this is the meat and potatoes. Like, I love seeing fans do things with Godzilla. I mean, you go on social media, you go on Instagram, you go on Godzilla. I believe the guy's name is Project Nautilus Cosplay. And you see that awesome Godzilla, I think Fusion Godzilla it's called, costume he creates. Things like that. I love seeing that. It's just like, it brings love, peace, joy to the community. Like, I get to geek out about these things. I get to geek out about Godzilla fan films with fellow Godzilla fans. Instead of like, buying our nails, where's this trailer? Did this movie, was this movie good? Is it not good? Like, what's going on next? Oh, the director said this, and we almost had a Mothra alternate ending. All that stuff it's cool. It really is. But for me, the fun part is talking about people like us creating these cool ass things. I absolutely love it.
Be it fan films, fan art, cosplay, or in my field of work, memes.
Or if we're gonna segue into it, card games. Now I don't know if it's fan work. I don't know if it's fan work.
I was just gonna say real quick. One thing kind of new in the realm of Godzilla by Toho this week is that they made another website that has like kind of like a catalyst of all of their films and like their main topic films. So I guess when Godzilla vs. Kong is getting more publicity, they're going to have it posted there, and you might find news there. Oh, so that's something new.
Oh, that's awesome. Shit, yeah, that's something new. I wish, yeah. Good to know, especially for those who are, jumping at the bait. But, yes, Godzilla Card Game, ladies and gentlemen. This came out. The only cards I'll play is Uno, Rummy, and Go Fish. That's it. That's all I know. I can't play poker.
Not even poker?
I can't play poker. I don't know it. And war. I ain't declare war. That was fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare war. That was a good game. I don't play poker. Yu-Gi-Oh! Right out the window. I am not a card. Magic the Gathering. Get out of here. So Godzilla now has a card game. I have zero idea or knowledge on what the hell this is.
Allow me.
All I'm saying though, before you go, is this box is spectacular and it's worth investing in the box alone. That is a fantastic looking box. Absolutely gorgeous. It'll be up as a part of the thumbnail. That's gorgeous. But GamGam actually has it. GamGam has it. I don't know if he's played it or not. I think he has played it.
No, actually I haven't. I haven't got a chance.
Oh, so what the hell are you
But
talking about?
I have read the rules back and forth, and well, let's get started with it.
Before you do.
Okay, so
before
the Godzilla card game.
Before you get started, I guarantee you this. Chase, watch it be Dungeons and Dragons with Godzilla.
I hope. That'd be the dream.
It's actually not. So, the Godzilla card game uses something called the Chrono Clash system. The Chrono Clash system is a card game system created by Bandai. You know, everybody's favorite company who makes everything Godzilla in Japan. So Bandai made this system, and interestingly, it does not use words. It uses symbols.
Okay.
So basically, the card game it has no language barrier. You could play this with a player from a totally different country who does not speak the same language as you, but all you need to do is know what the symbols mean, and you can play. This is basically wave one. The box has every card you ever need to play. It comes with about 4 decks worth of cards, and you got your fan favorites. You got freaking Destroya.
Nice.
By the way, all these cards have amazing art. You got Orga, Space Godzilla, and you got a couple of surprises in here too. Like, it's not just Godzilla. You got, like, Armor Mothra from the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy.
Oh, well, look at that.
Yes. You even get, hang on. Well, I'll just say it, and when I find the card, I'll show it. You even get, like, things like Batango.
What?
From Invasion of the Mushroom People.
So it's just like a Toho licensed card game.
It is. And because it uses the Chrono Clash system, it's this whole card game can be played with other IPs using this system. There are currently 2 IPs using the Chrono Clash system, one being Godzilla and the other being Naruto.
Yeah.
So someone with a Godzilla deck could face someone with using a Naruto deck. The only rule is that if you're going to any official event, you cannot mix IPs.
Oh, okay.
If you're going in with a Godzilla deck, it has to be a strictly Godzilla deck. And they got a bunch of IPs down the road, thinking way ahead. Bandai is they're currently making an Evangelion card game using the system. And they have a poll going on with like Dragon Ball, I think Super Sentai / Power Rangers, like all these different IPs. And Naruto currently has 2 boxes, and the fact that this first box says GZ1 means that we're probably going to get more. And I definitely hope we get more because we don't actually have every monster.
That was going to be my question. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah, we don't have every monster. We do have a good bit of them, but I know for a fact that a lot of the Showa monsters are missing. Like, there's no Baragon, there's no
Frankenstein?
Yep, no Frankenstein.
Gargantuous?
No yeah, actually, there are Gargantuas. There's both Gaira and Zandak.
Nice.
Speaking of the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy, you have all these versions of Mothra Leo, like Aqua Mothra and Lightspeed Mothra.
Sweet.
But there's no Dagara. There's no Death Ghidorah.
What about
But
Grand?
there is the 1999 version of King Ghidorah.
There you go, Grand King Ghidorah.
Yeah, you do have Grand King Ghidorah. And there's even, like, Primitive Mothra.
Oh, damn, they really went all out.
They did.
Do they have Cretaceous Ghidorah?
I think they do.
This is
let
nuts.
See. Oh, no, I was wrong. They do have Death Ghidorah.
Listen, I can't, like, for you guys out there listening to this, you can't see it, but GamGams is actually showing us the cards, and the artwork is phenomenal. I wish there would be a website, GamGam, get your page back running, where they would put, these cards.
There is a group on Facebook dedicated to the card game, and every week they show a picture of one of the cards. So each deck is the pre-built versions of the deck. The game really encourages you to build your own. As of right now, I have not tried to build my own because I haven't even played the game even once. So before I even attempt to start building my own deck, I want to at least try the game. I got a couple of friends on the back burner that want to play with me to at least try it. Mostly because they want the Naruto deck, because they're anime weebs. But each deck is centered around a different theme. Like this deck I have in my hands is centered around the JSDF.
Okay.
You got like the Star Falcon, the Maser tanks. You got the Garuda, Super X's, Mogera. Different vehicles, Mecha Godzilla, obviously. And you got your battlers. That's what they call the actual cards that do like the attacking and stuff. You got your battlers, and then you got like ability cards, like the Mecha King Ghidorah head.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And it's real intricate, but it's also pretty easy to learn. Ooh, here's one you'll like. Fake Godzilla.
Oh, Mecha. Oh, nice. Yes.
Fake Godzilla. So basically how the game is played is with both opponents set up their deck and their extra deck. Your main deck consists of these normal size cards, and your extra deck consists of these big cards. The big cards are a lot stronger, obviously, because they're big and they have big power. And when you first start out, you take 5 random cards from your deck and place them face down, and those are your guardians. And the goal of the game is to defeat your opponent's guardians. And once all 5 guardians are defeated, you win the game. So there's a bunch of different intricacies that would take way too long. I plan on making a more detailed video on my own channel, Devout Mothra Follower. But just going over the basics. Now, as for the box itself, like I said, you get the 4 decks, you get your extra decks, you get everything you need in order to get started, but you also get 2 tournament packs. Now, what tournament packs are, they're not like booster packs where it has like 5 random cards and you get a chance to get a rare. Tournament packs are actually meant to be tournament prizes. And they basically give you a card that you already have, but it's a foil version, so that it encourages players who are actually good at the game and go to tournaments and win to foil up their deck and, get that clout.
Right.
Now, the first production runs of the boxes always come with 2 tournament packs. And I think I got pretty lucky because I got one of Mothra 1992.
Oh, that's a
and
strong
one
character.
of Godzilla 1984.
Oh, the greatest Godzilla of all time.
Oh, yes. Like I said, I feel like I got pretty lucky. They have foils of pretty much every individual card. Now, the weird thing about this is, unlike a lot of card games, it's heavily, what's the word? It's heavily encouraged to have multiples in your deck.
Right.
So, like, literally you get, like, 3 of each card. Like, in this one that's focused on the forms of Destroya, you get, like, 3 little Godzillas and 3 Destroya infant forms, and now this one's kind of weird. It's the 2004 Gigan, but they literally just took a screenshot from Final Wars. They got lazy with Gigan.
Very detail oriented.
Oh yes. But yeah, this is literally like, I don't think there's been like an actual game based around. I know there's been Godzilla cards, like back in the 90s and whatnot. Because, you know, back in the early days of the internet, where I was hungry for anything Godzilla because I was a child and I wanted to just consume everything. I knew that there was cards. I don't know who made them, but I know for a fact it wasn't an actual game. They were just collectible cards that had big pictures of the monsters, and it was cool. But this is an actual game that you can play, and it's really interesting, and I hope to be able to actually play and make my own deck and get a handle on how this works. Because there was a lot of work put into this. Yes, for those with the trained eye, a lot of these cards use the same artwork from the Battle Spirits Godzilla expansion over in Japan. And to that I say, yeah, they do. But Battle Spirits is actually a card game that requires you to read the cards, and that's all in Japanese Moonspeak, and I don't speak Japanese Moonspeak, nor do I read it. So I'm happy with this, okay? I get a physical version, a physical representation of that artwork in these cards, and I can actually play the game because I don't need to read.
I think that's actually a great thing. The fact that there is no language, so the barriers there are, you know, it's open. It's the symbols themselves interpreted to the world. That's a great idea.
Like literally, it's so open-ended. When you get the box, you get basically 4 sets of instructions. One is in English, one is in Spanish, French, German, and that's it. I thought that there would be a Japanese one, but maybe that's only if you buy the card game in Japan. Or maybe they don't have the card game in Japan because they have Battle Spirits. I don't know. But yeah, it's the official Godzilla card game. I really hope that they expand, add a new box with new monsters, because you know you got your essentials. You got your Heisei representation. You got your Showa. You got your Millennium. Pretty much everything from the Millennium series is here, except for I think Megaguirus is missing. And there's also no King Caesar.
Wow.
King Caesar is sorely missing. But they do have Jet Jaguar.
So now that was, I was going to ask that. That was that is a dope. Look at that picture of Jet Jaguar.
Oh yeah, look, that is a dope picture.
Sorry, people who can't see it on the screen, but that is beautiful.
Oh yes. Now there is some concerns among the fan base when it comes to this card game, and that is because there are some mistranslations.
Okay.
Like, there are some oddities, like saying Batra, for example, is Batra 1992, even though Batra's only been in one movie, so why put the year next to his name?
Because Toho was planning on bringing Batra back.
Maybe.
That's obvious.
Or, like, the Gotengo, the only Gotengo, they don't have the actual Atragon in this, but they call it New Gotengo.
That makes sense.
Kind of weird. But yeah, I guess it makes sense. The most weird thing is, here we go. Megalon is not Megalon in this game. He is Megaron.
Oh, shoosh. If only Chase was still with us.
Yeah, he would have laughed at that. He would have laughed at that. And there's the thing with the Shin Godzilla extra battler. He's not breathing his purple laser. He's breathing blue atomic breath.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. Kind of weird.
Don't try to make me like Shin Godzilla. It's not gonna work. Even though, like we said early on in this podcast, that YouTube video was dope.
Oh yeah, it was pretty dope. I'm never gonna try to make you like something that you obviously don't like.
Thank you.
That never will I ever try to force an opinion on you. But I gotta point things out.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's basically the general gist. Hopefully I'll have time to actually film looking at the cards and showing them off on my own YouTube channel, because I've been starting to do some toy reviews and stuff on my YouTube channel. Actually make use of it outside of just commenting on videos and being just a general asshole.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm super, super happy that I got this. I got it for about $60 on Amazon.
That's not bad.
And for all you get in this, 4 whole decks, 2 holographic cards, and like a whole stack of like really big cards and all this cool artwork, I think it's worth it. I highly encourage any Godzilla fan who wants to either get into the game or just get it for the box and the card art.
Yeah, the box art.
You don't have to buy this box just if you want to play the game or not. You don't have to do that. If you just want it for the collector value alone, then this is worth it. I mean, heck, you don't even have to open the box to see all the artwork on the cards. It's on the back.
Oh, that's dope.
So you could just keep it in the cellophane wrap and just keep it on you and just have it. So yeah, I highly recommend it to any Godzilla fan who likes cards.
Well, and listen, there really ain't nothing much to talk about after that. That card game does, I can't lie, man. The artwork on those cards are fantastic. The box art is fantastic. I suck at those type of games. I would love to have it just as and I'd probably be the one to keep it wrapped up in cellophane. I wouldn't play it.
And I wouldn't judge you for it.
Yeah, I would not play it. I could not play it, but I would love to own it just because it's Godzilla and it looks fantastic. Good job, Bandai. Seriously.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm glad that you're doing something different with the license ever since you lost the video game rights because of that beautiful, beautiful mess of a game that you made.
Stop the hate. Hashtag.
No. I'm not hating. It's a mess, but it's beautiful. I love it. but fundamentally, it's a bad game, but I love it. But yeah, like Bandai usually just sticks with toys, and this is something different.
It's something different,
and I like it.
It seems smart on their part too, man. It really does. Keep the brand growing and going. So yeah, man.
Oh yeah. One thing that I wish would be in the next box set. If you hadn't noticed, there's no MonsterVerse in this.
Maybe it's
no 2014, no 2019, no nothing.
Maybe they're just keeping it Japanese exclusive.
Maybe it's just Toho.
I like that. I can't lie. I like it. Or maybe it is safe in the second set, along with the likes of the Gargantuas and no, you said they're in there, but the likes of
Gargantuas are in there.
Baragon and other King Caesar.
Varan is not in there.
See, yeah, that's a disrespectful slight right there.
They have the Final Wars Anguirus, but not the 60s Anguirus.
Terrible slight right there too. So maybe that gets rectified in the
second box.
The second box, and it makes sense because it's gonna make sense. You know what I mean? It's gonna make the moolah. But hey, listen, brother, man, that'll do it here, man. I just want to thank you for being on.
Oh, Definitely. I wish Chase could have stayed here for the whole card spiel. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. And I want to thank y'all all out there for all hanging out and listening to us rant and rave, especially about this card game. Seriously, do yourselves a favor. Check it out. Hey, GamGam, pimp your YouTube channel.
I am the Devout Mothra Follower on YouTube. Basically, just look up Devout Mothra Follower, or chances are you'd probably see me in a lot of Godzilla related YouTube videos because I pretty much comment on every single one of them.
I love it. Yeah, and so check that out, y'all. Check out his reviews. That'll do it for this episode of the Godzilla Block Party. Join us next week. We'll probably, seriously, we may just do something this weekend. Who knows? Maybe you get a 2-for-1. Maybe you don't. But the fact remains the same. I am G1, and we out of here. Peace.